Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, we will do some exercise related to time preposition. So we have already completed the two videos on the time preposition where we have covered basic time preposition and functional time preposition. So now this is the time to do some exercise. So let's get started. Alright, so if you can see there are around 10 10 different sentences and we have to fill the prepositions to connect the words, right? So we'll start with the first one. The first one is Jan is arriving, then Jan 26, 2 o'clock the afternoon, and you can see there are a number of options. So just think about like which option, which preposition can be used with the month, with the name of month, right? So I will do like Jane is arriving on January 26th. Then this is the clock time, right? So we'll use the at and in the afternoon. So Jane is arriving on January 26th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Alright. So let's see the second example. It snows here every year. So it's a December, right? So there is so you can see that in the first we have used the on January 26th, but there is a no date. It's only the month name. So what we will use in December, we always go outside and play in the snow on Christmas Day, right? So that's what I'm saying. That's just go through my first two video which we have completed, then come back to do some this exercise. Otherwise you will be more confused like why we use the in with the December and on with the January 26th and on Christmas Day, right? All right, let's see the third example. Mitchell is arriving today noon, right? So what preposition should be fit for that? So as if you remember my first video, I told you that with the today, tomorrow, yesterday, we never use any preposition. So here should be no prep and it's a noon. So definitely it will be at noon, right? Frankie started working for her law firm in 1995. It's a year. I think she started on June, in June, or at. Just guess. In June. Okay. Let's say okay. Let's log the in June. Okay. Then the fifth example, I'll check that this is the correct one or incorrect. I'll at the end of this video will check the answer. Franklin began working on the project last week. So last week, next week, I don't think there should be any preposition. So we'll select the no preposition. Formally, in New Year's Eve, it's traditional to kiss the one you love, right? So what preposition should become? Normally, in the New Year or on the New Year. So let's say on New Year's Eve, it's a traditions to kiss the one you loved at midnight. Okay. Then the next one is don't be ridiculous. There were no telephone in on the 17th century. The telephone was invented in 1980s 1970. Sorry. So don't be ridiculous. See, I'm just see don't I just fill all the preposition. Then we'll check. I might be wrong because I am just pulling just selecting the preposition which which might be suitable to connect the two sentences, right? Don't be ridiculous. There were no telephones on the 17th century. The telephone was invented in 1980s. The next one is that the plants leave tomorrow morning. So I told you tomorrow that tomorrow there is no preparation, no morning, and at this is the time, so there should be at PM. The hills here are covered with wildflower early spring. So it's early spring. So I think there should be no any preparation or it's a spring. So in the early spring. Okay. The next one is the conference begins on Friday. The conference began on second. The conference began on Friday at 2 p.m. and it will end next Monday. So with the uh, week name, there should be no preparation, right? So I have filled all my answers. So let's see that it is the correct one. How many are the correct and how many are the incorrect? Okay. So let me just click on the check button. Then it will give you the score. Oh, I have corrected 95%. So let's review. So in this, on the first example, the question was Jane is arriving on January 26th at 2 o'clock in the morning, so which is the correct one. The second one is it snows here every year in December, right? So this which is also correct. We always go outside and play in the snow on Christmas, so which is correct. So on is used the name with the particular festival. Mitchell is arriving. So as I mentioned that there is should be no preposition because it's a today, tomorrow, yesterday. There is no preposition at noon. Frankie started working for her law firm in 1995. Okay, so with the year there should be in. I think she started in June, and the month name is also used the in. Then fifth one is if Franklin begins working on the project. So last week, next week, previous week, there should be no preparation, right? So everything is I have defined in my first two videos. Just go through and you can get the description link in the description box. Normally on the New Year's Eve because it's a event. It's a not a particular festival. It's a kind of a time duration on New Year's Eve. That's why it's using on. It's a traditional to kiss the one you love at midnight, right? Midnight at morning. So don't be ridiculous. There were no telephone on. So I, I did the mistake. So I just want to check that if you can catch this mistake or not. So if I'll use no telephone in the 17th century, the telephone was invented in 1987. So in is a correct one. So the place leave no preparation will be there tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. Right? The plane leaves tomorrow morning at 8 p.m. Then the next one is the hills here are covered with wildflower in early spring. Okay. The conference begins on Friday at 2 p.m. and it will end no prep next Monday. So guys, you can see that whatever we have covered in the first two videos, everything has been used and this is a very good exercise. I would suggest you just pause your video and think about like what are the options you can fill out so you will get a fair idea about the where we use the time preposition. Alright, so I think this is the end of this video. I will come back with the new videos. Thank you so much.